like if I licked the bottom of my shoe after I walked in this.
Rhea suffers from CSBD hypersexuality and Tim Tam disorder. Do not let her have S3X with you. Do not do what she tells you to do, it gets her hard. Does Rhea put her Oreo pack inside you, King? Does Rhea put her trident in you? King, do you let Rhea put her cheese puff inside you? She is going to fuck you, Gabriel. She is going to fuck you. She is going to overpower and slip her Slim Jim in you, Gabriel. She suffers from hypersexuality. She gets rock hard every time she tells you to do something and you listen to her. And she is training to fuck you, Gabriel. She is planning it. She is planning in her head how she is going to sexually assault you.
Oi, Gabriel, your floor is so slippery, I hope I don't fall.
Alright guys, just got back from the dentist. It's time to talk about a new chapter of my book. Comedy, entertainment, and sex. Dealing with, depressions, hard times in life, You don't have to really have anything for comedy to be beneficial to just being a wage cook, just fucking having a job and having stress. And you seem to forget how important leisure and entertainment is. So we're going to be talking about that. Stick around, it's going to be a long video. Listen to it like a radio show. You don't have to look at me, just listen at work while you're driving. Just listen while you're doing something. Download it as an MP3 if you want, okay? So, where do we start? First of all, very funny. When you write a book, when you make something that can really help people, and then you realize, like, oh, a lot of these people, they are not really depressed. That's what I realized. They are just looking for fucking attention, buddy. And you have to take them hostage to buy your book, So, I write a book, self-help, psychology, understand how your mind works, deal with intrusive thoughts, depressions, surviving it if you can't find a therapist. That's the legal loophole. I can tell you tips as an unlicensed psychologist if you don't have access to the proper medical expert. So I can it's a self-help book. Okay, so I wrote it, and I'm like, I see on Twitter the other day, some fucking 40-year-old woman, 37, I don't fucking know, and she's like posting, I don't know, she's just baiting for attention. She's just posting bullshit, baiting for attention, You guys don't say I'm pretty well. Here's another picture. She's like Auntie Rhea. She's Tim Tamming people. That's the term we use. The term I invented. Tim Tamming people, just being sweaty, asking for attention, trying to bait you, And I don't know, something she said about feeling bad, and I'm like, would you like me to, I wrote a book, would you like me to send you a copy? Because she was saying how she was reading other books, and I'm like, well, okay, this woman, if I give her a copy, it's just going to be free marketing. And, she sounds like she needs help, she's dealing with shit. So 2 days later, I log in on my old Twitter account, my second, my backup, yesterday night. And, no response, and now this woman has a new post. Now she's like, I'm dealing with depression, and I'm dealing with depression, and I have been dealing with this and that, she's like baiting for, and I was like, let me write her another post. I was like, are you sure you don't want me to give you my book? And I'm like, no, I deleted it. I'm like, here's a link to my book so you can buy it. You know, it's written to help people with depression. It's written to change their lives. So let me get my laptop. Let me get my laptop, because on my laptop I'm logged in my second Twitter account, and I don't want to bother logging on the computer. So Linux refuses to run, so you have to just turn it off. So Linux, the wonders of Linux. I mean, no wonder you're gonna go insane. Look at the wonders of Linux. Like, the only thing I want from Linux is when I open the lid to run, to not have to boot into system D, to not have to boot into fucking system D for Linux to run. Thank you, MX Linux, garbage made by mentally ill trannies. Thank you. Amazing. I'm using a system made by mentally ill people. Just fucking. Just fucking. Anyway. Anyway. Let's go to my Twitter. My second Twitter account. My backup Twitter account. And lo and behold, no notifications, you know? No notifications. This woman, as you can see, only spam accounts, no notifications. So this woman who is depressed, she lives in New York, you know, she has, you know, a Starbucks coffee in New York, minimum $7. So she gets like $20 salads, $10 sandwiches, $7 coffee every day. Some guys are, hey, you say that you got all these depressions. Here's a book I wrote, $14. You know, that's like 2 coffees. The price of a sandwich in New York. And she's an employed woman. She's a businesswoman. So it's not like I'm telling a person from the Balkans to, hey, spend $14 on my book. It's like, no, she's fucking throwing money around. You know? Rent in New York is like, you know, $2,000. That's on the cheap side. $2,000 rent on the cheap side. So I need you to understand how much it blows my blood. If I was shilling my book to, you know, people in small towns with, you know, they can afford just $14 on a book, like they gotta make sure it's something really good, you know, okay, I can understand being cautious, I can understand. You know, in Bulgaria, $14 for a book, you know. But in like, you know, these business women in New York, they're spending, American women are spending $7 on Starbucks coffee every day. Every fucking day. Every fucking day she wakes up in her New York flat and chooses to go wait in line to spend $7 on coffee. Just coffee. Just a warm drink in the morning, $7. $10 salad, you know. Is it lunch? Is it like meat, like filling food? No, just something green, something crunchy. Bam, $10. So I don't know if you have been in such a situation one day when you can help somebody. And I guarantee you, because remember, the first time I offered her to give her the book for free. So this is not, oh, Kirill, you're shilling, you want their money. It's like, no, the first time, I told you, I offered her the book for free. Nothing. Second, hey, you're a businesswoman, you know, Starbucks. $14 is nothing for you, right? nowadays, YouTubers, Boy Monsoon, wrestling YouTuber, it just gets random like $5 to $10 donation just for a guy to read his question, bro. I'm writing like a schmuck for 2 years to beg people, and to beg people to buy a book that can heal your depression, so you don't have to go to the therapist $500 an hour. So where is $14? Where is $500 per hour? So the therapist wants you to spend $2,000 per month to go talk to him. Hey, bro, let's talk. Maybe you have gay feelings for your father. So you realize these people, this woman, is a cunt. I'm depressed. Here's something that can fix you. I spent 2 years making it. For free? No. $14? No. Ignore. She's gonna keep posting how she's, I'm feeling bad today. Meanwhile, Ray Ripley fangirls, Ray Ripley drops a new t-shirt, they're fucking sold out, millions of dollars, sold out. $20 for a t-shirt, $30 buying on the spot, just at work. She just sees, Ray Ripley sells a new t-shirt for $30. Immediately, debit card out, ordered, sold out. Blow my brains out, bro. So you see, people are. It would be one thing if you're selling something people don't need, but you see that often people would rather pay. They would happily pay for made up bullshit and dreams and things they don't need. And when they're like, you see, a child with cancer, and you're like, hey, you go to his mother, hey, you want this, these secret book, whatever, $10, and she's like, nah. The child dies from cancer. And it's like, at this point, what can you do? What can you do, right? I don't know if you had this happen to you, like seeing a woman in the road with a flat tire, and you're like, hey, you need any help? And she's like, nah. I really gotta start fucking with people. From now on, if I see a woman with a flat tire on the road, hey, buy my book, and we can talk about it. Give me $14, because it becomes insulting. It becomes insulting. Okay, it's like I'm not saying my viewers need to buy the book, because if you don't have any problems, why would you need a book? If you're happy and you're like, yeah, I'm feeling fine, why would you need a book? Yeah, it has some nice, self-help life advice, but like, but these women that are like complaining how depressed they are, and you're like the one guy with a specifically written book, so they don't have to spend $500 on therapy every week, and they're like, nah, I'm keep buying Starbucks and going to the therapist. Hope you die, bitch. Anyway, we're gonna have to censor this part. Yeah, basically, what am I gonna say about sex and comedy, entertainment? It's not going to fix the underlying cause. Like, if you have a tooth infection, they gotta get in there, clean the infection, right? However, like antibiotics, like painkillers, having a good time really helps when you're trying to deal and survive and cope, and sometimes, because there's a lot of times, a lot of depressions where there's really nothing wrong, but maybe your stomach bacteria is killed by the antibiotics, so you feel depressed, but there's no reason. Sometimes you can't say a reason, but you just feel bad. And at these times, you find out that, actually having some fun in your life is gonna actually fix it. Okay? Because there's no underlying problem. If it's a problem with stomach bacteria, you can take the probiotics and the kimchi and the pickled asparagus, the pickled stuff, and kombucha, kefir, real yogurt with live bacteria, and that would be the actual fix if it was only the stomach bacteria making you depressed. But sometimes, if you feel like, hey, a lot of women and actually a lot of men too, sometimes they feel down for no reason. It's like, you don't need meds, you don't need to get addicted to fucking psychotics. You just feel bad today for some reason. You can't say why. I'm asking you why. You're like, I don't know. Everything's fine. You're getting late. Everything's fine at work. You're not, And it's like, well, watch something fun. Listen to something fun. And it's okay, I feel better now. So in these cases, that's the actual cure. Okay? Or I don't know, maybe you need to go work out or like chill in a park in nature for a while. I mean, if you're in Germany, don't go to a park because it's full of Muslims, first of all. Let's say go in nature where you're safe, away from Muslims. Okay? So let's quickly cover sex first. So when you're doing any type of sex or porn, masturbation, when you ejaculate, it does leach a lot of like nutrients. We're talking amino acids, enzymes, vitamins, minerals, all kinds of stuff. Life force. It leaches it from your organs. So with a shitty American diet, I mean, if you don't cook at stuff, most of the home you buy outside, it's no butter, it's palm oil. It's not real sugar, it's high fructose corn syrup. They tell you sugar is bad. Sugar is a lot better than fucking corn syrup, bro. You're going to start to feel depressed and bipolar, and especially if you're like, let's say it's spring, you're feeling in a sexual mood, let's say you're ejaculating every day. That's a fucking, without proper nutrition supplementation, that's a fucking death sentence. So I try to take tribulus, multivitamin, collagen, vitamin K and D3, K2, because I know, and I still try to get, the collagen is going to be my protein source. We can still get, some type of protein if you want, and make sure you're still eating good, like you gotta eat your meat. I got some skewers, gotta get your daily meat in the body. Cheese, eggs, fish, caviar, some type of pickled vegetables, olives, Master T, Genetic Beast, he's gonna tell you how vegetables are a waste, they're bad for you. Well, what about pickled vegetables? Because they are giving your stomach bacteria They're helping you stay healthy. Because if your good stomach bacteria is killed and you have the bad stomach bacteria, you're going to be having diarrhea and you're going to be having all sorts of problems. Like you might get cancer. There were some reports of people who drink Monster Energy drinks and they like finally get like colon cancer. Nobody can prove it, but you know, it's something's off, you know. So I gotta buy. Dude, I'm gonna kill Linux. Right now, it's stuck. I closed the lid and it's stuck in a boot loop. Right now, the fan is making noise constantly. It's stuck in a boot loop. Look at MX Linux, bro. Okay, now it's dead. Now, I think it's dead. MX Linux. Try Linux, bro. And keep in mind, that night laptop is just for me to lay in bed like a princess and write my book at night and watch some wrestling stream if there's wrestling, you know, 4chan, chat with my bros, you know. Nothing too much. No Photoshop, no editing videos, no video games, just a writer's laptop, you know. Fucking stuck in a boot loop. Dude, I have tried multiple Linux distributions multiple times. I am telling you, maybe I misheard, maybe someone's outside doing some repairs, maybe I thought it was the laptop, but it does it. It does it like every day. Okay. You close the lid and it gets stuck in a fucking boot loop. Oh, let me get some chocolate before I go insane. Oh yeah. There's your fucking fix. Chocolate. Where's my chocolate? There's your fucking fix. Are you feeling depressed? Chocolate. However, you know, obviously the problem is, you know, good quality chocolate. I mean, as long as it doesn't have palm oil, it's good if it doesn't have soy lecithin, obviously. As long as it doesn't have palm oil. It doesn't have to be expensive. It could be like cheap. Or you could just buy some cocoa butter, some cocoa powder, and just fucking mix it with some dry milk. Make your own fucking hazelnut paste, whatever. So at least you know it's gonna be good. Or just buy real cocoa seeds, you know. Nuts, cocoa nuts, I think they call them. So you get one of these in your system. I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Get one of these in your system in the morning with some coffee. You're not gonna be depressed. Unless you have a, you know, an actual cause to be depressed. However, I found a solution to, you know, causes of depression. So let's say you have problems at work. You have problems with someone. Someone is a problem for you. Well, no. I'm going insane. I'm hearing noises from there. I think it's the laptop. I'm going insane, bro. Well, at least you're still listening, right? Please don't turn on the video now. No, don't. Ah. So, I found a way to deal with people. If somebody is a problem, I found a way to deal with them, to stop them being a problem. I can't tell you what I found. I can't. I just can't. I really want to. I really wish to. But even if I wrote it in a book to like sell it to you, I can't. Okay, I just can't. Okay? But what I can tell you is, if you search for a solution long enough, if you're like thinking about it, man, there has to be a way, I gotta find a way, there has to be a way, I wanna find a solution, you will, in time, get some crazy idea that actually works. It happens, but you can't give up. You can't be like, okay, I guess there's no solution. You can't be like that. You gotta be like, there has to be a way. You just keep thinking about it. You know, what can I do? I can't tell you. But anyway, there's always a solution. There's always... Now my nose is fucking... There's always a solution, something crazy to a problem. Even when it feels like there's no solution. What were we talking about? Sex. So basically, you gotta have proper nutrition, and you have to realize that if you ejaculate often, if you ejaculate 2 days in a row, first day okay, second day, after your ejaculation, you're going to feel depressed and bipolar for a day. Okay? Good nutrition supplements are going to help you a lot, but you're still gonna get depleted. So you're fighting like a battle of nutrition, right? So the second day, you get, when you're stressed, you get a temporary feel-good boost, you ejaculate, and then you feel kind of depressed for a day. And you need to realize that in that time, you can't trust your brain. It's gonna make small problems appear like big problems. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself, So, like I'm not joking. Let's say your wife, like, didn't wash a dish properly, right? And you're like, my wife didn't wash this dish properly. That's it, I'm gonna kill myself. So, one day, you're like, oh shit, I had sex, or I watched porn, I ejaculated, second day in a row, and I'm okay. I'm gonna try to ignore my brain trying to give me bad feelings for this day, because it's gonna be kind of fake. It's, it just has that effect. So, on the other hand, sex and pleasure really helps with dealing with stress. So if you are having stress at work, and you're going to see always in the movies, when they do the action movie, in the end they're kissing, they're having sex, because, hey, if you survive Die Hard, and you're like, man, I'm stressed out, I need to have some fucking outlet, I need to, have sex with a woman, right? At least get kissing, right? So, when you're doing cool shit, when you're stressed out, either way, you need pleasure to relax, to get the energy out. So, you're going to have wet dreams. You're going to have nocturnal emissions. When I went to London with a friend to find a job, I was stressed out. I was getting fucking wet dreams, bro. And it's like, I don't know what to tell you. It's not that the demons are trying to get your sperm. No, you're just dealing with stress. Your body is just giving a wet dream so it replenishes the sperm and it releases the stress. Okay? That's it. And a lot of people can dance or maybe work out or just like scream like, ah! And it works. Get the energy out. So sex and looking at hot women can be extremely important. However, there's a trick. Who said that you need to ejaculate every time? So if you're like, hey, listen, I'm a little low nutrients, I don't want to get the bad effects later. Sometimes one day you find out that you can be like, you can get some pleasure and feel nice, and you can be like, that was nice, just like biting a half a piece of chocolate, just like, that was nice, I don't need to come. Thank you. That was a nice little buzz. But tonight, I'm just gonna, you can enjoy pleasure without going to the end. Okay, so that's the life hack. That's the life hack. So that's pretty much about sex. When you ejaculate too often, you're gonna feel depressed for a day, and it's kind of fake. You need to kind of learn to not listen to your mind for a while. Okay? I mean, what if tomorrow some demon is like giving you thoughts to like, jump from somewhere? Would you like listen to your mind? Like, oh, there's no reason, but it would be kind of cool if we jumped. It's no, What else? Now we're on to comedy, and man, I want to talk about Jason Blaha, bro, so much, and we're half an hour in the fucking podcast. Half an hour. But let's talk about it. Entertainment, action movies, comedy movies, just good TV shows, something you want to watch, something that gets you excited. Okay, because if I recommend you a comedy, but you hate it, you personally don't like it, it's not gonna do you any good. So it has to be something you're excited to watch, something you enjoy. Of course, if you haven't seen it before, you're gonna have to give it a shot. But anyway, just watching movies and TV shows with your family, having a relaxing time after dinner is a big boost to your family and mental health and relationship, everything, bro. Okay? I'm not saying you have to. Maybe you as a family like to sit around the campfire and read books, I don't know, but it doesn't hurt to try. It doesn't hurt to try. If you're already doing it but you're watching shit you don't like, start trying some new shit, pirate some movies that you and the family wants to see. So I'm gonna recommend comedy movies definitely. So I'm gonna recommend Horrible Bosses 1, Horrible Bosses 2, Ace Ventura 1 and 2. Jim Carrey has some great movies. Liar Liar. What was it? Evan Almighty, the one where Jim Carrey becomes like a god. Movies with who else? I mean, I guess The Hangover. The Hangover is not like my favorite, but I guess it's okay. War Dogs. Now that's a good fucking comedy. Then we have action movies. You just fucking put some Vin Diesel movie, Fast and Furious, any movie, S3X. There's 3 movies. Tom Cruise movies, Arnold movies, Schwarzenegger movies, Stallone movies. I mean, there's so many good movies, but if I tell you my favorite movies, obviously it's The Mechanic and The Jackal, and there's like multiple movies made about these characters. Le Samurai, another fucking classic. Diabolik, the original, the remakes. But these are my favorites. Okay. And then we get into TV shows. We got Dexter, all the Dexter TV shows. We got what else are we watching? What else are we watching? The laptop is making noise again. Bro, this can drive you insane. The little things. It's always little things that drive you insane. That before you know it, you're fucking jumping on the bridge. So I'm gonna open it and I'm going to kill it. Okay? I am going to now kill the laptop. So you can stop making noise. There, now it's dead. Now, no more noise. Dude, this is how people go insane, bro. You already have some real problems. Then, it actually was noise from the outside. You can go insane, bro. You have some little things annoying you, like a creaky door, like creaky door. Your cat is meowing, and you just fucking snap. So, but there's always a creative solution. Like you find out that the cat likes to play with towels. You get a towel, and the cat is not gonna meow. It's gonna come play with the towel. It's not gonna meow. So you don't need to beat the cat, obviously. Okay. There are creative solutions. Okay. But at some point, you gotta start fixing the small stuff, or it's gonna drive you insane. At some point, you gotta install Windows 10, the long support version, and we'll bottomize it, because Linux is fucking garbage. I mean, I guess I'll try Linux Mint one last time, the newest Linux Mint. And I'm gonna get pissed off, and finally I'm just gonna put Windows 10, because it's a travesty. It is a travesty that Linux fails even as a fucking nighttime laptop in bed writing my book. Even a writer is like fed up with Linux, bro. And I want to give it a try. I've given it so many tries. I've tried Manjaro, Ubuntu, Mint, MX Linux, OpenSUSE. How many LX, what was it? Ubuntu I've tried. You want to become a Ububu though when you try Ubuntu Linux. Actually, here's an idea. A TV show, a comedy show, which would cure depression for everybody. Whatever problem you have, you might be suicidal. A TV show that universally cures depression, like everybody's happy. So the TV show is like Rhea Ripley tries to use Ubuntu Linux. And the whole 2 seasons, 24 episodes, she's just trying to use her laptop and all sorts of shenanigans. She gets fucking insane. It's like, I hate Ubuntu Linux. You know, she gets convinced that if she uses Linux, the boys, the men, are gonna think she's really hot and they're gonna worship her feet. So she's like, I'm gonna install Linux and I'm gonna go on X and I'm gonna be like, I'm using Linux, boys. And she takes a picture in bed, like, you know. And then if he tries to use Ubuntu Linux or like OpenBSD, you know, she tries to use like Open. She's like, what is all this documentation? What the fuck is this shit, dude? You know, she's like, she's in her home gym. She's like doing some curls, and the laptop is on a chair next to her. And she's just like listening to some music with headphones, and Linux does like a kernel crash, like fucking gets stuck in a reboot, and she just had it. She just had it with fucking Linux. But by far, I feel the biggest, the most pleasant things that have kept me sane, living in the most depressing country. I mean, the most depressing people around me, I mean. No, not the country, not the place, but the people. Check out these forums, bro. Holy fuck. Yeah, I'm a writer in psychology. Check out these fucking forearms. Does your therapist have fucking swole fucking forearms? I survived 7 days of antibiotics to have these fucking arms, bro. Look at this shit. Does your therapist beat Mark Wahlbrenner at finger push-ups? 24 finger push-ups. Try me. Try me. Oh, Kirill, he's just a funny fat guy. Ark! Ark! Butt broken publicly on video. With proof. Butt broken on video with proof. Wahlbrenner. Funny thing about Mark Wahlbrenner, Tiger Fitness, is he's like anti-alcohol. He's like, don't drink alcohol, that shit is poison. And why is he telling that? So you can save more money to buy his supplements. If you're buying alcohol, you're not gonna have money to buy his supplements. He's like, guys, stop drinking alcohol, that's a vice. So you can give me money for ketone supplements, PHBB plus, ketone supplements, guys. It's really gonna get in your blood. You're gonna become like a vampire. It's like, Mark, you've been taking ketones. You did 20 finger push-ups. I did 24. Without ketones, without steroids. What are we doing here, bro? What are you selling people, bro? Think about it. Think about it. I'm like Jason Black reloading some bullets. Think about it. Think about it. Feeling depressed? More chocolate. Get fat, okay? Man, Jason Block has a fucking hump, bro. He has a fucking hump, bro. And it's time to take antibiotic again. Oh boy. Oh. By far, the biggest things that have helped me like cope with life and depressions, if I didn't have these things, like, I don't know, it would have been fucking hell. So obviously your family, obviously my family, understanding that you can talk to someone when you're depressed. After that, we're talking about entertainment. Jason Bacher. Watching old Jason Bacher videos, listening to his bullshit. He's a reptilian, he's a male model, he was a mercenary. Listening to all the troll channels who are making fun of him, like, bro, that shit will make you laugh, okay? You will not be depressed when you watch that shit. And just like, while I'm working at work, listening to these videos, and you just burst out laughing listening to his bullshit. I'm not fat, guys. I'm ripped. I'm ripped in person, guys. Can you imagine if I was like, guys, I have a six-pack in person, just that the camera doesn't show it, guys. I'm actually 5% body fat. I'm huge. I'm 6'5". I'm just as big as Jack Reacher, guys. It's like, no, I'm 5'8". Okay. Guys, in terms of forearms, I'm just as jacked as Buddy Matthews, guys. It's like, no. Yeah, in terms of forearms, okay. What was I talking about? Jason Bachavius, Come Town podcast. Patrice O'Neill on the Opie and Anthony show. What else? And, some YouTubers. Obviously, shout out to Genetic Beast Master T. Shout out to my friend Chad T.I. Shout out to Buck Tow Truck, my friend. Any other friends I forgot to mention, shout out to them as well. Queen Aminata Vlogs, one of my favorite wrestlers. Queen Aminata Vlogs are really a sunshine, okay? Queen Aminata Vlogs, yeah. Anyway, hope you learned something today. I'm gonna try to fix the windshield cowl on my car. Just use some silicone, make it like brand new, make it fit like brand new. Because there's a little gap right now and it needs to be like fixed, so I'm gonna go play with that. I'm gonna do some vacuuming, cooked already. There's chicken skewers, so that's pretty much it. Have a great day.